in our current situation, it is very unlikely that we can eradicate or eliminate this virus. There are very particular environments in which that can occur, island states and other places, but even they risk re-importation, and we've seen countries who've managed to get to zero or almost zero re-import virus from outside. So there's always a risk, either from within or from bringing disease back in. And therefore, it is a given that there is always a risk of further cases.
And so on the 14th of July, 2020, we can get used to the coronavirus being with us forever at this point, because now the World Health Organization has let everybody know that it may not be possible for countries to ever eliminate the coronavirus. Wonderful. That's pretty much all the predictive programming you need, because they will use this whenever they need to gain control, gain the upper hand, whenever they need to instill fear. Suddenly, the coronavirus is back, just when you thought it was safe to go outside again. Now, I think it's important to also add that while this is happening, while they're telling us that we'll never get rid of the coronavirus, somehow there is a coin shortage because of the coronavirus, right? They're going to just keep blaming the coronavirus for all of the ailments in the world so they can achieve their cashless society. I've talked about that on this channel, and it's happening. This picture here I took was from the old town Hannaford up here in Maine, and it's happening everywhere. Here at the university, they're not using cash. At Spotlight Cinema, since reopening, they do not use cash. And it's starting to happen everywhere. But it's so easy to blame the virus. Now, really, what sense does that make? Because of the coronavirus, we have a coin shortage. That is ridiculous. But, it fits the narrative. Take this, for example, from the World Health Organization. Now, there's more predictive programming about large groups. Listen to this.
The transmission that occurs in that situation can be single sporadic cases, which can be relatively easily isolated and quarantined. A more worrying pattern is large clusters of cases that could occur in association with super spreading events in which there are large crowds gather, the virus is present, and you get a small explosion of cases, which can very quickly mushroom into a much larger case. It's very analogous to a forest fire. A small fire is hard to see, but it's easy to put out. A large fire is hard to see, or easy to see, but very difficult to put out. So you really need a system where you can detect the small flames, the small embers that may be there. You can detect a small fire and put that out by good surveillance, by good detection, by aggressive testing, and then by isolating cases, quarantining cases.
So, if things open, we might get some coins back, right? But if things don't open because of large groups, we'll have a money shortage. Can you see where this is going? We're going to have a cashless society soon, and this is the beginning. And just to add to that, the hammering of social distancing, wearing a mask, just stay away from each other. Just keep pushing that narrative.
If we want to avoid, after lockdown, having major epidemics, we need to watch out for the small clusters, and we need to extinguish those clusters quickly. We all need to remain vigilant. We need to remain vigilant with our physical distancing, with our hygiene, with mask wearing in the appropriate settings.
And if you don't follow the rules, well, they're telling you countries may close again if you're not good boys and girls.
We all want to avoid whole countries going back into total lockdown. That is not a desire that anybody has, but there may be situations in which that is the only option.
Keep you living in fear. That is the name of the game right now. That is the clear narrative. Money is disappearing. The coronavirus will never leave. And this brings about the change that affects the rest of history. I don't know if I want to be the person going through it or the person who reads about it 100 years from now. I'm still gonna keep my head up and I'm still gonna keep pushing forward. I've got an interesting video that I'm going to make maybe the end of this week into the weekend right here from the university, because things are starting to roll here, so to speak. They want to open. It's going to get interesting, but you should see what they're doing here. Yes, stay tuned, because I'm going to show you real life and how it is going to affect a large portion of the economy here in Maine. But for now, you keep the faith. You've got to put a smile on your face. You've got to not be of this world, be of the spirit, because we have to endure for as long as we can, and we have to save as many souls as humanly possible. Take care, everybody, and may God bless you all.